Happy Tuesday. It is Groundhog Day. Welcome to the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. Happy Tuesday. It's Groundhog Day. Welcome to the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. Yeah, I could do this all morning long. Let's do the weather instead. Like, some of you think this is funny, and some of you are like, can I just kill this guy? He's the biggest idiot in digital news. I think I'm the only idiot in digital news, so, got that going for me. Here we go. Forecast today, mild, fine. Could be another fine day, 29 the high. No complaints. Get ready, though. I know a lot of you have been storing up your weather complaints. You're like, I don't even know what to talk about anymore if I can't complain about how cold it is. It's coming at you this weekend. Super Bowl Sunday. Wind chills are going to be 20 to 40 below zero. Nice. All right, Groundhog Day, as I mentioned. Boy, more winter coming our way. Punxsutawney Phil, the nation's premier weather forecaster, saw his shadow this morning. We don't have any Phil footage? We don't have Phil footage. I am very disappointed in us. This is nice winter video, though, from all around the country. Yep, 6 more weeks of shoveling, 6 more weeks of hiding in a bus stop, 6 more weeks of standing at a street corner in Chicago, 6 more weeks of power lines down and trucks rolling over. 6 more weeks of winter. What are you feeling good about it? Do you trust Phil? Rank your favorite weather experts. Schaefer, Riley, Katie Steiner, Lisa Meadows. Is that it? Is that all we have? Oh, Mike Augustinak. What about Mike Augustinak? There you go. And Phil. Put them in order. We'll read through some of your Groundhog Day comments in just a minute. I'm just so disappointed I didn't see that little rodent see his shadow. Was it in like a convention center? Did they even do it outside? I don't know. The whole thing was weird. House exploded in River Falls, Wisconsin last night. 2 people are at a hospital right now. We don't really know how they are doing. One was taken to Regions. One stayed in the River Falls area. So you assume the one who came to St. Paul is maybe in a little more serious condition. But a neighbor had a chilling account of his experience last night.
Out my back window, I saw a massive flash of fire, and I felt the shockwave of the explosion. And then I just started hearing people screaming and yelling, so then I quickly put my shoes on and then ran outside. And then I noticed that the entire house was in flames, and there's people everywhere.
Boy, I tell you, sometimes these house explosions end up revealing some sort of systemic problem with the gas pipes underneath. This happened at the 400 block in River Hills Road. It could have been an error of the people in the house. We just don't know at this point. There were 2 people in there. Neighbors were able to rush in and rescue the 2 right after the blast. They tell us one of the victims is a grandmother, and she is the one that's seriously hurt. The other, we're told, is her daughter, who suffered those minor burns. Both of them in the hospital this morning, and we're hoping for the best for them both. We'll update you when we learn more about their conditions. And then that investigation. I mean, years ago, I covered a house explosion that seemed sort of run-of-the-mill until we found out that the guy who lived there did not have any gas appliances in his home. And his home blew. And it turned out that contractors, when they were laying gas lines underneath the neighborhood, had made an error. And there was a way that those pipes were coming together that wasn't great. And so it forced the gas company all around the state of Minnesota to dig up gas pipes and reconnect them and seal them off. So sometimes some good can come out of this, but right now we certainly hope for the best for the 2 people who are in that home. Good thing that neighbors rushed into action. Let's talk about the vaccine signups, because this is a tricky situation, right? For sure, if you are over 65, my in-laws are, it's frustrating. They want to get the vaccine. The state announced a new supply this week, 35,000 new COVID vaccines for Minnesota's 65 or older. They announced this new website. It's the Vaccine Finder website. But, and we can show you the website. We went on there to try to find a vaccine appointment, and of course, we couldn't, right? Does this mean there's a trouble with the sign up, or does this mean that there's just so many people who want this vaccine, right? There aren't that many shots, and these appointments fill up fast. A Burnsville man reached out to us, said he spent 3.5 hours on the phone trying to get an appointment with no luck.
The whole experience is just making everybody more anxious, because you're not sure that people know what they're doing. And when you don't have any confidence in what you hear, it really makes you think twice.
I mean, the state needs to do a better job of setting expectations, right? When you have 35,000 shots available, and last week there was a lottery with 600,000 people signed up for the lottery. Way more people want these vaccines. There's not a problem with the website other than what are you supposed to do when 600,000 people want 35,000 appointments? So that's what's going on. We did reach out to the MDH, the governor's office. We'll share whatever response they give about the frustrations we're hearing. But I think we just have to honor the fact that people are frustrated. It's understandable. And say the state, and maybe we need to do a better job of setting the expectation. Of course, most people are not going to be able to get an appointment. There just aren't enough shots. Hopefully that will change. There are new rules for police wearing body cameras in Minneapolis. To be honest, I didn't even know that officers had the ability to shut off the camera, to have a private conversation. And you can understand in certain circumstances, people may be hesitant about going on camera, worried that they're going to tell the police some information, and then DeRusha is going to go request the video and then put it on the news. You might not want to share what you know about, a suspect in a crime. What police are doing now, and the chief and the mayor are saying, you got to keep it rolling. You cannot turn off the camera. But you will have the ability to redact private discussions if you want to have that before the video is released to the public. The idea is to increase transparency and accountability. Good news about a beloved Labradoodle back home safe after somebody stole a car and the dog was inside. Woodbury police said someone stole 2 SUVs on Sunday morning, one outside of Walgreens, and that one had Violet the dog inside. And so this poor family, you're like, all right, I'm bummed that my car was stolen, but where's my dog? What did these people do with my dog? Well, Violet's family got a call on Sunday that someone found the dog tied to a parked car outside an apartment in St. Paul. Police still searching for the men involved in stealing the vehicles. At least one Minnesota bride has a happy ending to her wedding dress dilemma.
So when I saw Wendy's story, I was like, I better just check my box. I've never checked it.
All right, this is a little confusing, so try to follow. Amanda Tim, that's who we just talked to, saw our story on WCCO last week about a woman who found the wrong wedding dress inside her preserved box from 14 years ago. So it made Amanda say, I better go check mine. She never looked before. She had the wrong dress. Luckily for her, the company that she worked with, Woodbury Cleaners, had new owners who still had the old computer files. And so the new owners combed through the files to try to see what happened. Turns out another bride in 2013 got Amanda's dress and also never checked. So this other bride checked, yep, there's Amanda's dress. So it's just a switcheroo, and these two hope to exchange their dresses this weekend. As for Wendy Taylor, the original subject of our story, she's still looking for her late 2006, early 2007 dress. If you have a box that says Evans Garment Restoration, take a look. Apple making it a little easier to use Face ID in this pandemic era. You've got your mask on, you're trying to open your phone, you're like, it won't work. They have a new software update that will let you unlock your phone, but you have to be wearing an Apple Watch too. So if you have your watch nearby, you can just swipe up, it'll open it up. You won't have to enter a PIN. The update expected in the next couple weeks. So a good solution if you have both products. If you don't have an Apple Watch, as I do not, too bad. SpaceX preparing to launch 4 civilian. It's not that big of a deal to type your code in, is it? It's just like, these are life's frustrations. You're like, I'm used to not doing it. SpaceX is sending some people into space with no trained astronauts on board. This billionaire, Jared Isaacman, bought a flight, and he said, I want to be the commander. And they said, all right. He's going to bring a frontline healthcare worker at St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital with him. Does this person really want to come or not? Is this like a hostage scenario? The other two are going to be contest winners. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk thinks the flight could last 2 to 4 days, that it could go longer. I guess it depends how good Jared is at commanding the flight. Hope this guy isn't just like blasting off into space. Would you do, Ron, would you go into space? Yes. I would too. I would do it. I would do it. 2 to 4 days, that's about right.
At 75 years old.
Yeah, at 75 years old. Yeah, I want to wait till I'm older. That way if I die, pretty good run. Too young right now. Let's talk about ground. I mean, hey, you got to play the odds sometimes. Heather Westby has been ready for spring since winter started. Groundhog Day, the groundhog punks at Tawny Phil and Gobbler's Knob. Saw his shadow. Becca, not sure how much I trust a rodent to predict the weather, but I'm over winter. Why are you guys over winter? It's been like a nothing winter so far, right? It is a little annoying that we got snow in October. Maybe that's it. You just sort of feel like it's been snowy forever. Annette's ready for spring. You guys are stir crazy. The morning update comments. Pasquale, chef. The fine chef runs the catering company out in the western suburbs. 6 more weeks. Everything start to be normal again. That would be nice. That would be nice. There's Kathy. After what this country has been through, winter is a breeze. I hear you on that. Ed's going to take Riley over a groundhog. Ed, Riley thanks you. Maggie says 6 more weeks, I can deal with that. I feel like that's the appropriate Minnesota reaction to Groundhog Day. I feel like these East Coasters are like, oh no, 6 more weeks of winter. It's the first week of February. I got bad news. You got like 18 weeks of winter still ahead of you here. Joanne says we've gotten off pretty easily so far. Another 6 weeks is fine. Yep, Pam. They're all good weather announcers. Pam, not taking my bait to rank the weather forecasters. She can handle 6 more weeks of snow. Thanks, Pam. Simon says we're in Minnesota. There is always 6 weeks left of winter. Fair enough, Simon. Sometimes you feel that way in June, don't you? That's the morning update from CBSN Minnesota. Tomorrow we'll rank your favorite news anchors. Just kidding. I would never ask for you to torture me in that way. Appreciate you watching. We'll be back here again tomorrow.